What up, Geminis? It's Shani with Healing Elements. How are you doing this March 2020? This is Gemini's Sun, Moon, and Rising. Your card reading for Pisces season, the month of March. And I am going to give you, it does not want to, shoot, I shuffled so much off camera, I'm wondering if it wants to just stay put. This is out of the Energy Oracle card set from Sandra and Taylor, you guys. We're going to get you 4 cards out of this deck. Reading for Pisces season, and then there we go. Then we'll get you a message out of my self-made deck, the Woven Dreams and Blessings DIY Oracle card deck that I've made myself. And yeah, these are really stiff. It's like definitely wanting to give you messages, Geminis. How are you faring? How are you doing? I'm thinking you are doing fantastic, enjoying all of this, you know, peering through the open veil, or I shall say more of an open veil. Pisces season has been pretty profound, pretty much what I deal with in life as a Pisces sun. The upward and downward swimming fish, just some crazy energies to deal with deep down in our emotions, and also some good, you know, kind of, I guess, self-affirming confidence where we become that Pisces salmon where we know the only way to the top is to battle all of that pressure, all of the water toppling down on us, and to go ahead and make our move with strength, to persevere and to keep on hopping, you know, swimming, leaping, if we have to, hitting the rock, falling back, leaping again, right? To be in alignment to get to where we need to be. So, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, get you 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys. So, happy family, number 4, and this is symbolic of, you know, a totally content time that is with an intimate relationship. Of course, this could be family members that are, you know, akin to you and you grew up with. This could be you're creating a family. You know, the rainbow is on this card showing us what is to come. There's a pot of gold, and no matter what, this bond that you're experiencing now or will or can relate or resonate about this is positive and very nurturing for your soul. So this, you know, happy family could be in the way of, always say, soul family members. I know that I couldn't get by, especially as the days go on with all of this, you know, different energy, all of the upgrades, all of the, you know, spiritual awakening mumbo jumbo that is both beautiful but also can be challenging, because as human beings, we, you know, tend to want to take the path of least resistance. And, you know, it's hard sometimes, I'll be real, it's hard to not go and answer our ego, or go and answer that anger and want to retaliate any verbally assaultive way towards somebody who is nasty to you or something like that, right? But I feel like right now, this card is saying you have people around you, either spiritually, hey, you know, spiritually on the other side, like watching over you, ancestors and spirit guides, or people that are in a community online, or people that you are able to connect with in some sort of way, right? In the flesh, of course. So this is symbolic of a happy union and, you know, integrating what you aspire to be, which is, right, you know, loved. We all aspire to be loved, and we all aspire to be understood. If not, you know, agreed upon, we want to be understood, or at least looked at like they understand the people who you bond with, or you want to connect in this happy family way. They understand you wholeheartedly, even if it's not their prerogative, right? So I feel like right now you may be, you know, around people, or yearning to be around people that make you feel contented, that make you feel understood, that make you feel, you know, not attacked, or not, you know, off of the beaten path, something like that. So, you know, definitely bonding with other people, or a sense to need to bond with other people to give you some, like, you know, positive vibes, some positive affirmations. So maybe this is a message. I don't know why I'm channeling that. Maybe I'm feeling that this is something needed for you guys. Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, I believe maybe there could be people around you in which we need to, you know, counteract the energy that they're giving off. Aha. Okay. Yep. Number 20, the card of envy. So, okay, perhaps you are the subject of envy. Perhaps you have finally reached a point in which you are happy with your family that you have decided in your heart is your family, whether or not that is, you know, the family that you made with a real, true, tangible partner, or, you know, you're happy and these people around you are envious of that. They can see that you're happy without them. Maybe there were people who are narcissistic or, you know, gaslighters, or people trying to talk you out of, you know, any kind of, you know, firm belief within your own, you know, intuitively guided compass. Like maybe they are just pissed off, Geminis, and envious that you have found such peace and, you know, contentment within other bonds beside their clutches, is what I want to say. Like, you know, not that somebody had power over you, but I feel like, you know, anybody who is envious of you right now would be envious because of your, you know, I want to say pathway to enlightenment, the way that they see you on a daily basis, kind of improving that notion of I don't give a fuck, like improving that kind of, you know, confidence of it doesn't matter to whomever is coming at you, right? If this is in the workplace, people are envious of you. I think that it used to bother you, and perhaps occasionally it still can bother you depending on who you are, but I feel, you know, this right now is a testament to, you know, your happy place is perhaps making other people envious. Maybe you broke up with somebody you were in a relationship, and obviously, you know, you're able to center yourself and know that you don't need to count on anybody else to give you happiness. You only count on yourself, and maybe that person is just envious because they see that you're truly not with another person. Perhaps you're not with, you know, who they thought you were going to be with, somebody else to take, you know, their place after, and they see, though, an utter genuine switch, a switch turned on within you that they could not give you while they were in the relationship. I really feel like that may pertain to somebody. Like, you know, the happy family that you have found is within yourself or within, you know, other people that don't necessarily, you know, need to be integrated, my gosh, integrated. When is Mercury going to go direct? Mercury retrograde, and with a Virgo rising. I always have to spit that in times like this because the communication, I'm like, nope, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to still try. Integrated, there you go. So any kind of soul family or family members or happy type of family, you know, even like, I don't know, maybe you're going to counseling or some sort of group like at church that is like like-minded souls. I feel like those people who you tried to warn and you tried to let them know that you weren't, your switch wasn't up, now I feel like they see that within you, and they see that you were able to draw that yourself without leaning on anybody else. And yet, number 25, interesting reading, Gemini, is deceit. So I feel like a lot of people were trying to deceive you into believing where you can find your happiness was under their thumb, or was in a relationship, or was, you know, with maybe a specific religious sect, and they themselves are being deceived. They are deceiving anyone they tell and themselves by claiming that the only way to be happy or whole or get to heaven or whatever the case may be is to do as they do or believe identically as they do. And I feel like you realized that that is deceitful, to claim to know what somebody else should believe in and to force that upon them. And I feel like, you know, that is the deceitful factor here, is the people trying to tell you that they or their, you know, principal beliefs can make you happy and it is a happy family, when really, no. Now it is like they're envious because you figured it out. You like broke the programming. You're like, fuck this. This is total programming. I'm going to start from scratch, and I'm going to find out what makes me happy, to find my soul family, or to find my intimate, you know, relationships, committed relationships that are going to be of, you know, the opposite of this, that are not going to be deceitful, that are going to be honest, that are going to be true, that are not going to have any kind of nasty, like 25 and 20, I bet you that's like, those are like the only two kind of really, except for the card hostilities, those are really hard hitting, you know, cards that talks about, you know, a lower vibrational partnership or energy that you know is just not worth being around because of the way it affects you. And I feel like you definitely know that there's a pot of gold, even if you haven't been through and gotten through out of these people, places, things, whatever makes you feel like it's deceiving you, it's not right, it's not the truth. You know, people are envious of you. You know, it's not a healthy thing to be around somebody who cannot work past that, or at least communicate and get to a point and where they're working on this. It's not healthy to be around jealousy or envy, in my opinion. It's like wrath, right? We don't want to be around any of that. Number 29, interesting. So Taurus also got this card. Gemini, the world, beautiful. The world is beautiful. 29, so it's gorgeous. Number 4 and 29 are your cards of like, what's at the end of the rainbow? The worlds, anything that you want. You understand that it's both night and day, and it is, you know, it's for you to discover what is in the world and what is for you to bring forth within your life that is going to be creative. I feel like you are definitely lifting the veil. It's already open wide, but you're lifting it further, as you usually like to do, to inquire intellectually, Geminis, about, you know, what the meaning of what you're seeing, what you're peering into, what you have witnessed, these synchronicities and signs behind the veil to be, and what that may mean. I think that you are able to know that in everybody there's light and dark, and in everybody there is a truth and false narratives. And if somebody was trying to deceive you with their truth, saying that they have feelings for you or saying that you should believe in a specific faith or whatnot, I feel like it is only because they have sensed the whole time that you are, you know, you're an empath, you're a light worker, you're special. They envy that because they know that you have the whole world in the palm of your hands, because you are looking internally for these answers, and you're, you know, definitely not wanting to be around deceitful or envious people. So blessings, love, and light, Geminis. What an interesting read, and we will leave off. Again, this is from my DIY do-it-yourself oracle deck, Woven Dreams and Blessings. And let's see if we can pull out a message randomly for you guys. I thank you for everything that you are, my channel. Thank you for every piece of support and just blessings, like genuinely sent with positive intent for everything that's going down, you know, from coronavirus on to everything. It's election time. People are getting crazy everywhere you go, or maintaining their chill. I prefer for people to maintain their chill, but hey, that's not for me to decide. People are crazy. Okay, solitude. Interesting, Gemini. Your card is solitude. This is your message for this month. Solitude. Let go of herd mentality. Yep. So if you're trying to break out of a religion like Scientology, I'm not trying to throw anything into the bus. Scientology, Church of Latter-day Saints, a crazy Christian sect that is just nuts and doesn't believe that people have the right to choose to be homosexual, and feels like, you know, you're going to go to hell if you listen to some sort of chick doing Christian music because she didn't stick up for the Christian sect on Ellen. I mean, it's just nuts. There is so much deceit that goes into specific religions, and I feel like that pertains to you. I feel like your happy family, you know, is spiritual and spiritually driven. You know that you have been deceived perhaps from a specific overly bearing herd mentality type of program, something that will make sense to somebody. So solitude, Geminis, let go of herd mentality. Even if you are isolated because you refuse to fit their mold, this leads to a path of loving expansion. Beautiful. And it leads to contentment and a happy family, because you have so many loved ones that telepathically communicate with you all the time, whether they're here on Earth or in, you know, the afterlife. It is what it is. And the world is a beautiful place, both light and dark, both having properties of, you know, dark nights of the soul and enlightenment. And so if you need to take time on your own and to evaluate these kind of thoughts of herd mentality, maybe things like, because it's Mercury retrograde, re-evaluating, revisiting, regurgitated, you know, renewal of thought process, of communication, reflection, retrograde, reflection, redo, reinstate, or remove, right? I love putting those words, because I think that also restrictions, like removing restrictions, things like that, all have to do when Mercury goes into retrograde. Is a great time. So right now is a great time to, reevaluate anything that may have, made you feel happy and content in the past. However, there is been some sort of, lower vibrations regarding deceit or envy that are being brought toward you, and you're realizing this isn't a happy union, this isn't a good relationship, this isn't a good church setting or whatnot. They're not, positively wishing me good intent. It's all about, that cesspool that we can be dragged into, and it's just all for naught, about, herd mentality. You refuse to fit molds, Gemini, so it's about time you do like a Jello mold and squiggle out, and the world will be at your hands. So guys, thank you so much for everything. I wish you, a really safe and happy rest of Pisces season in March 2020, Geminis. Bye-bye.